Michigan law has made some major changes to its application essays this year. Let's dive in. Hey, what's up everybody? Steve Schwartz here from LSAT Unplugged, joining you today to share some major changes to Michigan law's application essays this year in the wake of the Supreme Court's ban on race-based affirmative action. Michigan law, like Harvard, Yale, Duke, and many other law schools, are no longer asking for diversity statements in the wake of the Supreme Court's ban on race-based affirmative action. Let's dive into what Michigan law is asking this year. So Michigan law has for a while now been asking for a series of optional supplemental essays. Of course, if you want to maximize your chances of getting in, you go the extra mile. You don't miss any opportunity to share something about yourself with the admissions office. Michigan law has 9 different optional essay prompts, and they let you pick 1 or 2. Now, of course, you want to be strategic in which ones you pick in order to maximize the extent to which you can reuse those same essays for other schools' applications as well. You don't want to be writing hundreds of essays to apply to a couple dozen schools. You want to be strategic and limit the number of essays you have to write so you can maximize the quality of those essays. So let's dive into each of these 9 prompts, then I'll help you choose which ones are best for reuse with other schools. Quote, Essay 1. Say more about your interest in the University of Michigan Law School. Why might Michigan be a good fit for you culturally, academically, or professionally? Essay 2. Describe a challenge, failure, or setback you have faced and overcome, whether long-term and systemic, e.g., socioeconomic, health, or complex family circumstances, or short-term and discrete, e.g., a workplace scenario or a particularly demanding course. How did you confront it? What, if anything, might you do differently? Essay 3. How has the world you came from positively shaped who you are today? Essay 4. Describe a quality or skill you have and discuss how you expect it will help you in your legal career. Essay 5. Tell us about a time in the recent past when you changed your mind about something significant. Essay 6. We seek students who are encouraging, kind, and collaborative, even when it is not convenient or easy. Describe a recent experience where you exhibited these characteristics. Essay 7. One of the goals of our admissions process is to enroll students who will enrich the quality and breadth of the intellectual life of our law school community, as well as to expand and diversify the identities of people in the legal profession. How might your experiences and perspectives contribute to our admissions goals? Essay 8. Think of someone who knows you, but doesn't know you well, i.e., not a family member or a close friend. How would they describe you? Would their description be accurate? Why or why not? Essay 9. If you could have dinner with any prominent person, living or dead, who would it be and why? What would you discuss? So 9 essays, wide variety of topics. Some of them are actually quite similar to a diversity statement prompt, albeit maybe not explicitly. Others could be repurposed for other schools as well. Of course, Essay 1, why Michigan law in particular, that one cannot be easily reused, but perhaps you could templatize the why X school, meaning why our school in particular, where you insert details about a professor, details about the campus, maybe you visited, maybe you had an informational interview. You want to include those details, and then of course, you can just swap in the name of the school and swap in the details. But a good reason that you should write these essays, even if they cannot be reused verbatim, is that they show the school that you really want to go there in particular. So I'd probably choose this one no matter what, to show Michigan law you're serious about going to their school if you are accepted. Essay 2, they mention describing challenges, failures, and setbacks, overcoming long-term and systemic challenges, or short-term and discrete challenges. If you are from a racial or ethnic minority, a cultural minority, if you are from a religious minority, I'd probably mention that here. This would be a good way to show that you bring racial, ethnic, religious, cultural diversity to the table. The school is not going to ask about that explicitly. Notice how they say socioeconomic here and systemic, because maybe they don't want to risk being perceived as violating the Supreme Court's ban on race-based affirmative action. So they're not asking about race here, but they're asking about everything but race. Of course, you're free to answer the question about race if you'd like. They simply say, e.g., socioeconomic, as in, for example. So you could still share other types of challenges that you faced and diversity you bring to the table as well. If you're looking for a URM boost, they can't ask for it explicitly. This is still the place to mention that. Essay 3, how has the world you came from positively shaped who you are today? Again, they're asking about your background. If you want to talk about your background, you can do. So you see here already, essays 2 and 3 could be used as proxies for diversity statements. Essay 4, describe a quality or skill you have and how you expect it will help you in your legal career. This could be perceived as a why law question, as in why do you want to go to law school? Why do you think you're a good candidate for law school and the legal profession? We talk about that here. That could, of course, be reused for other schools as well. Other schools do ask about equivalents to the why law question. Essay 5, about changing your mind. They want to show that you're open to diversity of thought, diversity of perspectives. Talk about that here. Essay 6, being encouraging, kind, collaborative, even when not convenient or easy. I've been looking at a couple schools' prompts so far, and I haven't seen another school asking an essay quite like this. This one might not be easily reusable for other schools, so I might choose one of the others instead. Essay 7, intellectual life, intellectual diversity. This is somewhat similar perhaps to Essay 4, why law, why the legal profession, how are you going to bring intellectual rigor, intellectual abilities to the classroom. But also they mentioned diversifying in Essay 7, so that you could also use this prompt as a sort of diversity statement if you want to focus on helping the school with intellectual diversity, diversity of background and diversity of thought. You could talk about that here. Essay 8, someone who knows you but doesn't know you well. How would they describe you? Perhaps this one could also be used as a sort of diversity statement. I'm thinking here about the fact that if you were in an extracurricular group in undergrad, for example, a group that was a cultural group on campus, for example, that'd be a way to bring in racial or ethnic diversity if you wanted to. And then Essay 9, dinner with a prominent person. This one I probably wouldn't choose just because it's a very unique prompt and other schools are unlikely to ask a prompt quite like this, and so it'd be harder to reuse it. Of course, if you are the creative writing sort and can use this prompt to make a really good answer, of course you could go for it, but I'd probably want to just maximize the quality of my essays and minimize the number of essays that I have to write. And so I'd be thinking more about the reusing of essays for multiple schools. So again, I would personally pick Essay 1, why Michigan in particular, and then one of the other prompts, considering if I want to focus on why law or I want to write a diversity statement. That's how I would handle this one. So anyway, folks, that's all for now. If you're working on your application essays and you'd like my support, I and my team of editors would be glad to help you out with all of your essays, personal statement, optional essays, addenda, resume, getting your letters of rec together. We can help with all of that. And of course, if you're still studying for the LSAT, we can help you out there too. Check out the links below this video to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. And if you found this video helpful, please do me a favor, share it with someone who needs to see it. I don't do any advertising, so the only way this spreads is through word of mouth. If you know anyone applying to Michigan Law or any of the other wonderful law schools out there, we'd love to help you out with your essays. And of course, if you're still working on the LSAT, we can help you out there too. My mission is to help as many folks as possible get into the best law schools possible with as much scholarship money as possible, and I'm counting on you to help make that happen. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.